All right, we're going to go ahead and continue along.
We've been swatted a number of times. We've had family members be contacted on a
A
number
million
of
times. A
occasions.
million times.
You know,
The cops know
I,
me. The cops
you
know
know,
that.
it's just you have to expect that sort of shit happening when you engage in this sort of behavior.
You gotta expect this kind of thing to happen when you engage in that behavior.
People don't like it when you take away their favorite show.
People don't like it when you take away their favorite show. I mean, you have to expect some kind of backlash, Jeremy. But it's like people don't like it when you insult their families either. And they're like, well, you gotta just, accept that. It's like, well, okay, well, you have to just accept the fact that you got banned.
A lot of people contacted me in the last 20 minutes alone and said, this is the channel that I've watched the most
Who cares?
this year on YouTube.
Yeah.
This is the channel that I listen to at work to get me through a tough shift.
You making fun of people on the internet? I mean, it's all subjective. So whether it's your favorite podcast or not, it really doesn't matter. So PPP goes into, he was just threatening this guy. You're done on the internet. You're finished. You signed your own death warrant, right? We're coming after you. You thought the dog piling was bad. It's only going to get worse. And you have to have expected that, right? Then he immediately switches gears. He says, don't you understand? You banning us? Like, we were this guy's favorite channel. We're the only reason why people get out of bed in the morning. Look what you've done, Jeremy.
This is the channel that I listen to when I have a hard day at work or something bad has happened in my life, and it cheers me up and it makes me laugh.
Okay, well, I'm sure there are people that this cheered them up and they're laughing. Probably all the people that you spent the last 10 years making fun of probably woke up that day. Maybe they had a hard day at work and they woke up and heard about this and started laughing.
This is the channel that I watch when the news gets me down and the political situation seems so sad and so dark and full of despair, and it cheers me up and it makes my day. And you're taking that away from people. You've decided that you're the grand poobah. You're the grand arbiter of whose speech is allowed and whose speech isn't allowed.
No, PP, that designation is just for you. In actual fact, YouTube is the one that banned him. If you want to talk about who's the arbiter of free speech and who's allowed and who isn't allowed, you got to take it up with YouTube. I mean, I know what he's saying right here, but...
And I just say, fuck you. You aren't God. You aren't a king. You're not a mafia don. We said, fuck you to your extortion tactics. We doubled down, pedal to the metal. And this is what's crazy too. Like with these escalations that he's doing, he is making.
He said, you tried to contact us. He's called it extortion. But he said, we didn't listen to you. We doubled down. We doubled down. And then he said, and these escalation tactics of yours, well, what do you call doubling down if not escalation?
Making it worse for him, not better. He's making it worse for his family. He's making it worse for his employees.
You're fighting back, and don't you understand? This is bully bullshit. This is schoolyard bully bullshit. Look at this fucking bully. He's picking on Jeremy Handley, whatever. Somebody that he looks down upon. And he says, this guy's a cuck. He's a fat drunk. He's a loser. He plays with magic cards. Let's all laugh at him. Look, everybody, let's all laugh. Jeremy Handley pops him in the nose, gets his shit canceled. And he goes, how dare you fight back? Don't you know this is going to be even worse for you now? We're going to make it even worse for your employees and your family. Now, he's already kind of deflected and said, well, it's not me. I'm not going to be the one. See, he's threatening it, but he's not actually taking accountability. He's not like, I'm going to be the one that does this. It's just going to magically happen, isn't it, PPP? He even kind of said, these larger channels are going to come after you once they find out. We're going to make it even worse for you. How dare you stand up? Bully bullshit.
He is insane. If he hadn't said fucking anything and just ignored us, eventually we're going to move on.
Fuck you. if you would have just ignored me, I mean, I would have gotten bored and just gone and picked on somebody else. Well, not this time. He got your channel banned. What a fucking piece of shit thing to say. I'm going to rob the grocery store, right? And I'm going to be pissed when you call the cops and try to stop me. Because if you would have just let me go, I would have left the grocery store. Eventually, I would have gotten all the money I could out of the register. And I would have left. And I would have left you alone with, an empty fucking register. But I would have gone on and robbed another store. You wouldn't have had to worry about me anymore. How dare you call the police?
If you remember, we were doing videos about Nick Rekieta during his trial situation every fucking day. But eventually, the arc ran out and we moved on.
Like a fucking locust. Look at his logic right here. Look at it's like entitled, like I deserve to be able to pick on whoever I want. And eventually when I get bored, it ran its arc. Viewership was down. They accuse Jeremy Hambly of being a grifter, and you're only selling coffee to make money, and you're only covering these topics, generic topics, the topic of the week, because you're just trying to get clicks. He even said, remember when Rekieta was going through his drama? Yeah, we went after him nonstop, but it ran its arc, played out. We milked it for what it was worth, and then we moved on.
Recently, with the Jomhas, we decided to move on. Quartering is deciding that he's the one who gets to decide when we're done making fun of him or criticizing him. And that's just bullshit.
That's amazing that he just said that. Look, I made fun of Rekieta. I got bored playing with him, insulting him, harassing him, making money off of him. I moved on to Ian Jomba. And then we decided when we were done, we stopped fucking with them. Now, who are you to decide when we stop fucking with you? It's like, well, he stood up to you. Free ad break, folks.
It's total bullshit from a free speech champion, free speech warrior who built his entire career off. My channel is under attack from the woke left. My channel is under attack from censorship. I'm going to Rumble because it's the free speech alternative. You are a coward, Jeremy. And anybody who's anybody out there sees that you have no principles, that you have no fucking balls.
You have no principles. You have no fucking balls. Now, if you want to say dude's a hypocrite because he said, oh, I'm a free speech absolutist, you should be able to say whatever you want. And then when he comes around to him, now all of a sudden he's pulling out the ban hammer. That's a fair point. But PPP is the one without any fucking principles. And he's the one without any fucking balls.
And you're using harassment just like SJWs did. Let's be real what this is. SJWs like Zoe Quinn, like Anita Sarkeesian, like Alyssa Mercante, all cried out that they were being harassed, that they were being victimized in order to justify deplatforming campaigns. We've seen this before. This is a tactic directly out of the woke left's playbook.
That was political, though. You were just going after him for pure harassment. I mean, it doesn't make... Maybe it's a difference without a distinction, but they were weaponizing it for political reasons. You're just doing it because you're cruel. You don't really have like an ideology. That's why you're kind of making fun of Jeremy for going back on his. You say you're for free speech, yet you are a hypocrite because you're not for free speech. But what do you stand for, PPP? You just want to be able to pick on people with no consequences. That's what you stand for. And somebody said, I disagree.
It really is. It's shocking to witness. And the parallels with Matt Jarbo are really crazy, aren't they? Matt Jarbo got famous for being flagged down by Zoe Quinn. That's how he blew up. That's how he reached the heights that he reached on YouTube. And
how did you reach the heights that you got to on YouTube? So apparently that's how Matt Jarbo, Bouldergate, he reached his heights. And apparently that's PPP is drawing similarities between Jarbo's ascension and Jeremy's. But what about you, PPP? How did you get famous?